Former President of the United States, General Dwight D. Eisenhower said, and I quote, "You won't find it difficult to prove that battles, campaigns and even wars have been won or lost primarily because of logistics," unquote. Hello and a very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching our special presentation on national logistics policy with your host, Kriti Mishra. India finally has the national logistics policy in place. As Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, the policy has not come out of the blue, but after 8 years of work. He said that the policy was the beginning and not the end. It is policy plus performance that will energize all the sectors and help transform the country into a developed nation by the end of Amrit Kal in 2047. In this edition, you'll get to know everything you wanted to know about this policy. So come along. Logistics is the cumulative process of managing, storage and transportation of goods towards their final destination. It is the backbone of the supply chain. It includes transportation, inventory management, warehousing, material handling, packaging and integration of information. The efficiency of the logistics sector is highly important for the country's economy, as it boosts economic growth, increases exports and generates employment opportunities in the country. India is poised to become the third largest economy in the world by 2030 and the second largest after only China in terms of purchasing power parity by 2040. And the logistics sector will play a very crucial role in that. The sector employs around 25 million people with a sectoral growth rate of around 14 to 15% in the last few years. India spends around 14 to 15% of its GDP on logistics and transportation, which is a very high amount. When not used efficiently, can create serious asymmetries. The manufacturing sector, on which we have focused a lot on flagship projects such as Make in India, is dependent on the logistics sector for cost effectiveness. The agricultural sector, on which over half of the population depends, has a critical dependence on this sector. The issue of food shortage and food wastage is rampant in India. An efficient logistics network, along with the transparent cross-border trade facilitation, is the main driver of export competitiveness in the country. Prime Minister called the launch of the National Logistics Policy as a significant step in fulfilling the prun of India being a developed country to ensure quick and last-mile delivery and transport-related challenges, save time and money of manufacturers and prevent wastage of agro-products. The Prime Minister said that the echo of Make in India and India becoming self-reliant is everywhere. India is setting big export targets and is also fulfilling them. The notion that India is emerging as a manufacturing hub is stabilizing in the mind of the world. He said the national logistics policy will bring new energy to all sectors and that the policy was a beginning and policy plus performance is equal to progress. The Prime Minister reiterated that schemes like Sagarmala, Bharatmala expedited the work of dedicated freight corridors to improve logistics connectivity for systematic infrastructure development in the country.
इस पॉलिसी को सिर्फ एक कागजी दस्तावेज के रूप में न देखा जाए। हमें जिस चीते की गति से पूरब से पश्चिम तक माल ले जाना है, उस गति को हमने पकड़ना है जी। आज का भारत कोई भी पॉलिसी बनाने से पहले, उसे लागू करने से पहले उसके लिए एक ग्राउंड तैयार करता है और तभी वो पॉलिसी सफलता से इंप्लीमेंट हो पाती है और तब जाकर के प्रोग्रेस की संभावनाएं बनती है। नेशनल लॉजिस्टिक पॉलिसी भी अचानक एक दिन ऐसे ही लॉन्च नहीं की जा रही है। इसके पीछे 8 वर्षों की मेहनत है, नीतिगत बदलाव है, अहम निर्णय है और अगर मैं अपने लिए कहूं तो मैं कह सकता हूं कि 2001 से 2022 तक मुझे 22 साल का इसमें अनुभव मेरा जुड़ा है।
Since 2014, the government has put significant emphasis on improving both ease of doing business and ease of living. National Logistics Policy, a comprehensive effort to address issues of high cost and inefficiency by laying down an overarching interdisciplinary, cross-sectoral and multi-jurisdictional framework for the development of the entire logistics ecosystem, is yet another step in this direction. It has been the vision of Prime Minister to develop a world-class modern infrastructure through the integration of all stakeholders in holistic planning and implementation so that efficiency and synergy are achieved in the execution of the projects. There has been an emerging shift in transportation policy towards a set of logistic policies that cover a wider range of activities such as transportation modes and terminals, warehousing and manufacturing. In fact, logistics policy will fill an important gap in coordinating the development of transport infrastructure and the economic activities that generate commercial and trade flows. The most important building block is the Unified Logistic Interface Platform, which aims to collapse all logistics and transport sector digital services into a single portal, thereby freeing manufacturers and exporters from the present tyranny of long and cumbersome process. Ease of Logistics Services, or e-logs, a new digital platform, will allow industry to directly take up operational issues with the government agencies for speedy resolution.
यूलिप ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सेक्टर से जुड़ी सभी डिजिटल सेवाओं को एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म पर लेकर आएगा। नेशनल लॉजिस्टिक पॉलिसी के तहत आज ईज ऑफ लॉजिस्टिक सर्विसेज ई-लॉग्स नाम से भी एक डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म भी शुरू हुआ है। इस पोर्टल के माध्यम से इंडस्ट्री एसोसिएशंस ऐसे किसी भी मामले को जिससे उनके ऑपरेशंस और परफॉर्मेंस में समस्या आ रही है, उसे सीधे सरकारी एजेंसी के साथ उठा सकती हैं।
This sector is complicated as it is regulated by more than 20 government agencies, around 40 partner government agencies, export promotion councils and several certifications. India's current logistics cost as a proportion of the GDP is around 13 to 14%. The government is planning to decrease it to a single digit. The policy aims to reduce the cost of logistics from 14 to 18% of GDP to global best practices of 8% by 2030. Countries like the US, South Korea, Singapore, and certain European nations have such a low logistics cost to GDP ratio. Assuming the current cost is 16% of GDP, that would mean that logistics costs have to be cut by half to the near global benchmarks by 2030, assuming the global benchmark does not improve further. The policy's target is to ensure that logistical issues are minimized, exports grow manifold, and small industries and the people working in them benefit significantly.
हमें विश्वास है कि इसके इम्प्लीमेंटेशन से लॉजिस्टिक्स कॉस्ट घटेगा, हमारा अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यापार बढ़ेगा और स्वाभाविक रूप से देश भी आत्मनिर्भर बनेगा, देश में समृद्धि बढ़ेगी और देश के हमारे स्टार्टअप्स को नए अवसर मिलेंगे। हमारे देश के किसान अन्नदाताओं के लिए ये एक महत्वपूर्ण कीर्तिमान होगा, जिससे उनकी उपज तेज गति से बाजार तक पहुंचेगी, वेस्टेज और डिलेज कम होंगे और माल भी सस्ता होगा, जिससे सीधा उपभोक्ता को लाभ मिलेगा।
Traditionally, there was lack of coordination between different ministries and departments. For example, once a road was constructed, other agencies dug up the constructed road again for activities like laying of underground cables, gas or pipelines. This also led to high costs in the logistics sector. PM Gati Shakti, National Master Plan for Multimodal Connectivity, was launched for bringing 16 ministries, including railways and roadways, together for integrated planning and coordinated implementation of infrastructure connectivity projects. In the last few years, the government has ensured unprecedented focus on infrastructure through a holistic outlook. Instead of planning and designing separately in silos, the projects will be designed and executed with a common vision. Gati Shakti provides a comprehensive database of ongoing and future projects of infrastructure, ministries of centre and states. The data will be integrated with 200 plus GIS layers with visibility to various stakeholders so that planning, designing and execution can be done with a shared vision. Project delivery will achieve efficiency through collaboration, coordination, data-backed project planning and real-time data analysis. One of the main themes of Gati Shakti is multimodal connectivity. It aims at seamless integration of systems and policies alongside efficient project management. Gati Shakti projects will leverage technology extensively, including spatial planning and data analysis tools. This techno-enabled approach to infrastructure development, where data on project geography with multiple layers of project information of 16 infrastructure ministries, all integrated into a single database, will ultimately break the silos of information management and enable faster decision-making.
We are seeing very good impact of Gati Shakti. I'll take one example, Ambaji line between Taranga Hill, Ambaji, Abu Road. This is a very, very prestigious and an excellent opportunity for tourism, for carrying many minerals which are found in that area. When we use the Gati Shakti portal, we realize that there are so many points of intersection with highway, with the power grid line, and with some of the mines and a wildlife sanctuary. What would have caused huge complications during implementing this project is today out. Right. Because we could design the entire alignment in a way that none of those complications will come in.
The Indian logistics industry is still largely unorganized and fragmented and suffers from a skewed intermodal mix. For instance, in 2020, rail share stood at merely 18% as compared to road share of 71%. In India, the average lead of freight transport is around 550 kilometers. And for such long-haul transport and dense corridors, rail transport is economical and environment-friendly. However, hassles of multiple loading and unloading owing to lack of last-mile connectivity have resulted in a lower share of rail vis-a-vis road transport. With greater emphasis on data-backed based holistic planning, enhancement of infrastructure to cater for the needs of the future, multimodal connectivity and rationalization of process, it is expected that prices of the Indian logistical puzzle will fall right in place to make India globally competitive.
National Logistic Policy is an excellent document, but lacking in granularity in certain places. Two good things that immediately come to mind is the acknowledgement that there is a multiplicity of systems and IT platforms which are being used to conduct business in India, and merging them together in a single place should be an easy ask for the IT strong country like India, and the sooner it is done, the better. The second is the stress on warehousing for city distribution networks. It is a need which is growing all the time, and if efficiency is brought into this domain, it will be of immense help.
The COVID-19 pandemic brought the business world to a standstill. The logistics industry was at the front line since the beginning of the unprecedented crisis, ensuring that the supply chains remain intact. COVID-19 has challenged transportation professionals to quickly adapt to a dramatically altered logistics landscape. The pandemic has disrupted supply chains, imposed remote work on all but essential workers, and completely upended executive priorities. Companies that have transformed themselves are withering the storm. And while some changes are temporary, many are here to stay. As countries worldwide put safety protocols in place, many savvy organizations quickly provided to e-commerce and digital transformation. The existential crisis brought on by the pandemic has forced companies to shift the focus of innovation and restructuring efforts to ensuring business continuity by building resilience and flexibility.
National logistic policy comes at need of the hour. After the global pandemic, logistic-related costs are on rising trend and supply chain complexities increased. PM Gati Shakti National Master Plan for multimodal connectivity is going to play very crucial role in improving logistic efficiency. Multimodal connectivity can get very complex sometimes due to our current regulations and infrastructure. We, as an industry, are excited to see that Government of India is already taking initiatives in this direction.
We are sure and confident that with the new policy, more and more investments will be made into this logistics area, not only in the road, but in the shipping line, maybe into railway transportation, and also into the warehousing. A lot of multinational companies will be coming with more and more enthusiasm, and they will invest more into the country, and overall this will be a win-win situation for the industry and the government.
India is in the middle of an infrastructure building boom. The government's National Highways Development Project aims to expand the country's current expressway network of 2,000 kilometers and plans to add 18,637 kilometers of greenfield expressways by 2022. The Bharatmala project is aiming to construct 83,677 kilometers of highways by 2024. But it is the digital transformation that is silently underway and will redefine India's logistics sector over the next decade. There is now an entire generation of startups focusing on solving India-specific logistics issues, deploying state-of-the-art technology. Also, the government has pushed digitization in a major way through initiatives such as e-way bills, FASTag, e-invoicing, GPS-based tolls. The falling cost of technology such as cloud computing, GPS trackers, IoT sensors now enable even smaller logistic companies to modernize their systems. Even a newly started logistics company can avail itself of world-class technology at a very low monthly cost. Logistics companies can easily integrate their systems with larger logistics companies or their customers to offer real-time visibility of inventory and shipments. This democratization of technology of a large swathe of logistics sector has the potential to leapfrog India's logistics ahead of many pure economies and even developed ones. Well, viewers, that's all I had for you in this edition. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to Sansad TV. Namaskar.